All right, so Sam Spence, Band Brothers here. Just wanted to make sure I touched a little bit further on our small box sumbrada. We have been covering this through solo training with a few variants. So just as a quick reminder, it is an angle 1 followed by an angle 2 followed by an angle 8. An angle 1 followed by an angle 2 followed by an angle 8. And we can do this in a 1-to-1 ratio where I feed the 1, they feed the 2, I feed the 8, they feed the 1, I feed the 2, they feed the 8. We can do it where it stacks both sides that way as a 1-to-1, or we can do it as a 3-to-3 where I feed the 1, I feed the 2, I feed the 8. They feed a 1, they feed a 2, they feed an 8. So we can play this game a bunch of different ways. I mentioned in the previous video you also have different variants on how to actually defend these shots. What we're actually going to get to today is working a little bit more focus on double stick. This also has plenty of other opportunities to be translated into stick and shield, but for right now we'll stick with double stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on doing just the straight pattern. I'm not going to vary anything, I'm not going to change anything. I want to keep this as base level as I can. Because this gets a little bit confusing trying to move two different weapons independently of one another unless you've done it a few times. So we're going to start off, and my right hand is going to deflect everything as well as hit everything. It does all of the work. The only thing my left hand does is assist on the deflections. So if the angle 1's coming at my head, I'm doing a high wing, I deflect at that hand or I wipe it away down my stick. So my high wing and deflect. I cut back with the angle 2. Now the angle 8's coming in, I do my roof block and assist it with the left hand. Now I feed them 1, then they feed a 2, I do a reverse wing and I deflect it, and then I feed the 8. So right hand feed and right hand deflect, left hand assist. We'll go deflect, hit, deflect, hit, deflect, and hit. Or high wing, angle 2, roof block, angle 1, reverse wing, and angle 8. So this would be right hand dominant small box sumbrada. That is one of the variants we are covering today. It should be fairly simple if you followed along with our previous videos. Next one we're going to do is left hand dominant sumbrada. So left hand is blocking, left hand is hitting, right hand is assisting. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to feed the angle 1, I'm going to receive an angle 2, and I'm going to feed the angle 8. I'm going to deflect their angle 1, give them an angle 2, and then I get to do the roof block. So I feed the 1, I defend the 2, and I feed the 8. I defend the 1, feed the 2, and defend the 8. So this is going to go 1, 2, and 8. 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 Pretty sure I screwed up in the middle of that one. So sorry. I'm getting there. And you're getting along with me, so it's kind of nice. But the idea again is going to be if I feed the angle 1, they now feed the angle 2, then I feed the angle 8. Then if they feed the angle 1, I feed the 2, and they feed the 8. So that is the mechanics of a right hand dominant or a left hand dominant double stick or stick and shield sumbrada. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start getting into where it's a little bit difficult. This is going to be where we have the right hand is feeding the strike every time. The left hand is deflecting every time. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to start with the angle 1. They feed the angle 2. I feed the angle 8. They feed the angle 1. I feed the angle 2. They feed the angle 8. I feed the 1. They feed the 2. I feed the 8. They feed the 1. I feed the 2. They feed the 8. There's the 1, the 2, 8, the 1, the 2, and the 8. So that is how we will start to work our deflections with one hand doing nothing but striking, the other hand doing nothing but defending. Now you can definitely add the assists in there as well. So it's my 1, then this is the deflection, the hit, and this is my 8. This is my deflection, this is my angle 2, and then this is my deflection. So as we start to do this, it will scramble your brain a bit, especially if you're doing this on your own without a partner. Now, next set of these will be to do this with the left hand doing all of the striking and your right hand doing all of the deflecting. So I'm going to do the striking on the side here. So I strike with the angle 1, I deflect their angle 2, I strike the angle 8. I deflect their angle 1, I strike with an angle 2, and I deflect their angle 8. So I strike, I defend, I strike, I defend, I strike, and I defend. So this is 1, 2, and 8, or 1, 2, and 8. So the idea behind this, again, is to constantly be able to vary between which side is doing what. This should be a pretty seamless flow when you have someone in front of you who knows what they're doing with the pattern, and you should just be able to flow from right hand dominant into left hand dominant, sorry, I'm throwing in variables. My fault. Try and stick to the drill. Into right feeds, left blocks. Into left hand feeds and right hand defends. Variable again. And then right back into single side dominant and other side dominant. So that is a few different ways of varying your patterns through sumbrada. And what this will really help you with is starting to incorporate, when you get into free flow sumbrada, you don't just have to use one hand. You can definitely incorporate this other hand, and this is a good way of teaching your body how to do so, even through solo training, but it is much, much, much easier with a partner.